Shalom, Laha Alahayim, peace to the gods, Nawathan, Kal, Halalim Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Gwadash, giving all praises to Yahweh, in the name Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father through His Son, in the Holy Spirit. Double honors into the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the heads and elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do rule well, who have learned this 100% truth from, who are the true leaders of all Yasha Allah, Israel, today. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the Bayath, Dawada, the House of David, Tabernacle of David, those predestined spirits of election, all right, those to be saved from the impending wrath of the Heavenly Father through His Son, Yahweh Shai, all right, of the Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, all right, repent and turn back into your power, man, all right, which only the elect is going to do anyway, all right, starting with the governing body, salutations to the elect, starting with the governing body, in the kingdom to come, the 144,000, which are 12,000 Israelite men of each tribe of Israel, the prophets, as well as the innumerable multitude of men, women, and children scattered abroad that are outside of the office of a prophet, including the 1/3 of men, women, and children here in Babylon the Great, okay, that believe on the gospel, rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of their ability. This is your brother Tasapanya of the Great Millstone, Washington, D.C. camp. Adawan Ratazah, Lord willing, this spiritual commentary, digital epistles, edifying to the elect. So I just wanted to speak on this Joy Taylor situation. If anybody doesn't know, Joy Taylor was, and is still, a Fox Sports, what would you call a commentator, host, whatever, and there's a scandal going on with her, this black guy, and then Skip Bayless, and she's not being sued by a man, but she's actually being sued by a woman for her unwantedness, for her sexual escapades. Okay, and I was going to do a commentary on this Anton Daniels and filter it through the scriptures as I have in the topic. Lord willing, is edifying the lesson of how this Joy Taylor scandal is it exposes, right, not this woman worship, this the frivolous acts of women here in Babylon the Great, how it's a bunch of confusion and it's a dilemma. When you go into that word dilemma, it literally means two premises. The die meaning two, and premise. So the dilemma that is that here women have the liberty to gad abroad and usurp authority, all right, over a man and use their cracker box, all right, in order to elevate themselves in this wicked queendom, all right, called the Divided States of America. And on the other hand, it shows that anything that pretty much a woman says, all right, is over what a man says, meaning that if a man does something, he's automatic looked at as guilty. But when a woman does something, then they want to hit you with the innocent until proven guilty. Okay? So without further ado, I'm gonna let this play for a little bit, and then we're gonna get some scriptures.
Stylist is suing Fox, Fox Sports, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports 2, Charlie Dixon, who is the head of content for Fox Sports 1, Skip Bayless, and Fox Sports 1 host Joy Taylor. Raji says she meets Joy Taylor in 2016, and at that time, Joy was working on an as-needed basis for Fox. She was married, but May of 2016, she goes to meet Joy for drinks, and when she gets there, a man named Charlie Dixon, who is the defendant, and like I said, is the head of content for Fox Sports 1, is also there. Her lawsuit says, quote, Faraji suspected that the pair were sleeping with each other, and who says people around the office start hearing about a new show that's going to be launching called Undisputed. The Faraji says it was a surprise when Fox announced that Joy Taylor was the woman who got the job considering that Joy previously was, quote, a bartender and Miami radio host with very little TV experience. But after all of this, Faraji says she goes to dinner with Joy, Joy's husband, Charlie Dixon, and Charlie's wife. And during that dinner, quote, Miss Taylor's husband became suspicious that Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were having a relationship. Soon after the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband found evidence of the inappropriate relationship and decided to divorce Miss Taylor. Back 2020, Faraji says she meets Joy for lunch, and when she gets there, Emmanuel Acho was also there. Faraji didn't know who he was, but she says, quote, she could tell that the two were romantically involved. Faraji says she tells Joy Taylor that she probably shouldn't be sleeping with Emmanuel and Charles Dixon because Dixon is a very powerful man who might get angry. But Joy allegedly responded saying she is also very powerful, and once Charles Dixon was no longer useful to her, she would just tell the company that he forced himself on her. She says Joy wanted Acho to recommend her for the show Speak for Yourself, and in September of 2022, she was in fact hired on that show. Bye.
Well, Joy to the world. Do you guys think that Joy Taylor slept her way up to the Fox Sports ladder? Did she sleep with those men? Are we saying she's guilty?
Allegedly.
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
Anybody could talk. Go ahead.
Well, the whole story, this thing is really interesting. He found evidence of it, they say. Like, who said that? Like, where'd they get the information from?
It's funny how
But that
everybody
makes
is
it more believable.
all of a sudden quiet. When we was talking about Jay-Z, when we was talking about Diddy, when we was talking about all of these guys, everybody couldn't wait to jump in and have a conversation. Now that we're believing all women, right? And we have a woman that's brought to the front of the congregation early in the year.
So when he said that, this woman right here, and honestly, compared to the panel, she looks the most whorish with that bum ass dry lace front wig weave she got on her head, and she rolled her eyes like as if she was, Medusa. Them shits, I ain't see no pupil when she did that. Everybody else was chilling. And of course, too, you got Big Shirley over here, all right, that want to have an opinion first, and she didn't even make no fucking sense. Why is she there compared to, all of the rest of these women up here, you feel me, that actually looks somewhat, I don't know. But anyway, all right, just showing you that you make a statement, right? And when he said believe all, because that's what is here. That's what's going on in America. You know how much the scriptures say that there is nothing. Matter of fact, let me get that if I can. The book of Luke. I think it's chapter 12, Lord willing, I can find it. If not, I'll have to go into Luke 12, the water Yabashim Yahushua. Luke 12 and verse 2, it says, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So we're seeing, all right, all of the covering that the modern day Babylonian woman, all right, does behind closed doors, and it's coming to the light, all right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, how many times now have they came out, like recently, Keisha, who got, I think it was even Edomite men that was on the Duke lacrosse team or something like that, who claimed that they raped them, and I think they even went to jail or prison for a certain amount of time or whatever. And she said it was all a lie. That's just one. We could even go back to the same thing with Emmett Till, right? Right before the shorty, the Edomitis she-devil, died. She said that what she said about Emmett Till was all a lie. All right. So it just shows you that no matter anything that the female says here in Babylon the Great, because of the Queen of Heaven woman worship, all right, that goes on in this wicked ass place, they could do whatever. The woman sees that, they grow up in that, and then they have an advantage, all right, because of their weaker vessel estate, but yet the society props them up that they can get away with things that the men usually can't get away with. Just showing you that all around, not saying all men or whatever, but men have more of a honest character compared to the woman, especially in these days and times. You see, but it's funny because if I could get it in Jeremiah, or if a brother wants to post it for me, that I will create a new thing on earth, that a woman shall compass a man. All right. But it's funny because the Lord said that those that are last shall be first, and those that are first shall be last. Roughly paraphrasing, not saying that the woman, especially the Israelite woman, is going to be last, but the Lord is going to turn everything right side up because it's upside down right now. You see, the woman is over the man, really in all of the world. You know, because I'm seeing it more and more, especially with these passport bros. They be thinking that, you know, women and other, and to a degree, yeah, the woman outside of America is better than the American woman. But because of the scriptures, right? Remember, all nations have drunk of her wine of fornication. What's a part of that wine, which wine is symbolic for ideologies and philosophies, right? Of Babylon, which is America, feminism. So to a certain degree, maybe not on the heightened sense of America, but to a certain degree, you're gonna see a feminist type qualities in every single nation and kingdom on the planet Earth, man. All right. So it's crazy how, like he's about to go on to say, Anton Daniels, that wicked ass Christian nigga, right? That or anti-Christian, right? On how, oh, when Diddy and Jay-Z and, you know, all these other men get caught up with this and that and the third, but then someone who slept her way to the top, literally, they said that she was not only she was a one-time Miami radio host, right? And also a Miami bartender, and then out of nowhere, she becomes a host on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon Sharp, man. You see what I'm saying? How yo, you can't make it up, bro. And this is the life that, so let me get Isaiah 32, and then I'm gonna stop talking and let them talk a little bit more, and then we'll filter through the scriptures. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. And it reads, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease." And Joy Taylor, if I'm not mistaken, she's just like a light-skinned Keisha of the tribe of Judah, man. I did my little research. She's the younger sister of ex-NBA, NFL player, I think it's Joshua Taylor, something like that. All right. So, you know, that mindset, no matter what her skin complexion is, she's still of the lowest level at this point in time, which is supposed to be the highest level, all right, of women. But as you can observe and see through experience, you know, Keisha's at an all-time low, right? She still has that mindset as being one of those daughters of Zion, all right, specifically of the southern kingdom of the tribe of Judah, man. All right, it goes on to read, "Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech." Yeah, it's a careless thing to think that you could, even the hairstylist was just like, yo, you sleeping with this Edomite boss, and you sleeping with, you know, this other. So it shows you, right? She was really attracted to Jake, one of them little Jake hosts or whatever, but she's sleeping with the Edomite boss because he got the power. You see? It's crazy. It says, "Give ear to my speech." Right. So you're really supposed to be listening to the prophets. All right. It says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine." You see? So being able to sleep your way up to the top, you know, with not putting in no work. The only work you was putting in was twerking on top of a god for the 4 or 5 minutes, and you able to secure the bag. You know what I'm saying? With these old Edomites and all of that, and get a job, some type of security, because that's really what it's going into. All of that is going away. You're not going to have them type of dainties, you know what I'm saying, to fall back on. The Lord is about to remove and take all of that easy life living, all right, from Keisha. You see what I'm saying? And she's on a higher level, so she's a high class hoe, what they call it, a high class escort, all right. You see what I'm saying? They saying that Skip Bayless was willing to pay 1.5 million. I still don't believe it, but at this day, You all type of surprising shit. You see what I'm saying? Or imagine a simp so down bad, and you got bread, right, to get the youngest, prettiest, you see what I'm saying, type of women. And Anton, I watched the video earlier. He was like, "Yo, she's an old single mother, and you gonna spend mil on that type of box? Crazy, crazy." All right, but let's continue on.
Nobody is jumping in. Nobody want to say anything. I'm just curious. I just want to observe for a minute.
I guess I'm gonna be that dude to say something. So this one's been top of mind for me for sure. The suspicious part for me is this, right? Because I'm a psychology guy. I look at how much defensiveness she had going on before this news came out. So she'd be on different shows talking about how much work she had to put in. She had to work twice or three times as hard as a woman to get to where she got, etc. It was like overcompensating, almost as if she knew something was about to break.
Work twice as hard as the next woman. It shows you. You want that Bentley, shorty? That's what these old wives is doing. Is telling these, which is completely opposite to the scriptures. Bitches now is telling other younger bitches like, listen, you want what I got? I got the $3.2 million crib. I'm pushing the Bentley Azure. You feel me? I'm pushing the Range, sitting on 22 4Gs. You want this? You want the vacays, the Turks and Caicos and all that? You gotta jump on some CEO rod. You feel me? Yo, which is completely opposite to the scriptures, because what is that in Titus? It says that the older women, remember, she not young. She in her high 30s, low 40s. You feel me? She old biologically, right? Them eggs is shot, right? She's saying, yo, the scriptures is saying that the older women to teach the younger women good things. You feel me? But I promise you, if a woman had to ask her, like, yo, how did you make it to be a host on national TV and you know, be able to do this and do that? If she was real right with them, she would have to break it down, you know, raw. Like, yo, you got to do a little bit of something strange for that piece of change, which is what the society in America has pushed upon specifically our women, since this lesson is predicated towards the Israelite women, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women, man, because they all pretty much on the same type of tip, you know, which is completely wicked. This is why this thing needs a whole new great reset. You feel me? The mindset of the Israelite man and woman, man, especially the Israelite woman. All right. This is why they push that prostitute rap on the radio, on the YouTube, on the Spotify. You feel me? That, you know, that all that woman is good for is opening, you know what I'm saying, her dusty legs. You know what I mean? And because of simps of Israelite men specifically, this is why we got the environment that we have now, man. You see what I'm saying? Period. But it's going to continue to go. Ain't no, oh, shit is going, until Yahweh shall come back, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. The scriptures say that they shall be lovers of themselves, man. All right. You know, and in First Esdras, that many men will lose their wits for a woman. You see, what type of, you have no wits. I don't care how much you know about what Michael Jordan did in 1986. Skip Bayless, you paying 1.5 million for some box, used box. You, not a dowry to the father of a virtuous daughter of his that is a virgin. You're not doing that. But you trying to sell her 1.5 mil, like, yo, oh my God, I have to, yo, yo, this place gotta go.
Right? So that's the part for me that first got my attention. It's all still going to be alleged because you are innocent until proven otherwise.
Oh, no. That's not what they were saying with the other people, but
Oh, of course.
We'll get there.
No. If you're a man, it's automatic, period, right? But with Joy, it's going to be until proven otherwise. However, I'm also saying how you present yourself speaks volume. We might not like that conversation, but I believe that to be true. So if I was looking like a whole entire homeless man over here, and I got mad at somebody for dropping off some change by my side, I couldn't really be mad at that individual because that's my presentation. So homegirl has not exactly been an individual who has been presenting herself in the most modest way or in a way that would have me believe that this is not.
See, and when you bring up that word modest, you got to go to the scriptures, because that's what people think about when you hear that word modest. It's really like a King's English biblical term, which is commanded of Israelite women. But you think they're gonna listen? They don't even listen to the men that the Lord's been setting up, you know. But continuing on,
Fully true or not. Like, again, maybe they're exaggerating, but I feel like there's something going on. I feel like there's a story there.
And if it is true,
And if it is true, you
right?
said what the consequences should be?
No, and if it is true, then what?
Well, that's the consequences. Now, if it's true, then she has to have the consequences that anybody else faces.
What
Right.
did you do that was like I don't know how she got caught up in it other than the girl was kind of throwing her in it just to kind of fact check her allegations.
so you see this another light-skinned Keisha. Her name is Elizabeth Avello. She could be of the Northern Kingdom, but the way she moving too, because you could tell she got some weave on her head, right? And she basically trying to defend this wicked ass woman. Now, notice in the TikTok that they showed before, she was married. So she committed adultery. Her husband found out about it, right? Divorced her over it. She go on to find the hairstylist, see her at another little event, sleeping with and she's like, yo, are you two guys at your work environment? Oh, this is the kicker. This is what happened. In the lawsuit, she said, allegedly, right? Which, come on now, let's keep it a buck, right? But she said in the lawsuit, the hairstylist said that Joy Taylor had a backup plan based on feminism in Babylonian society, that if the Edomite CEO or whatever, right? I forgot his name, Dixon, said that if he wanted to fire her or get her so-called in trouble or whatever it may be, because she was basically his little side thought piece, that she would say that, oh, Dixon forced himself upon me to basically fuck him up, and so she can keep her funds rather than her being fired for being, you know what I'm saying, a strag for Fox News. She's the Fox News community box. That's what's coming out. And when you really understand how these companies work, especially when they getting money too, and they have all these type of events, and it's connected to Hollywood. Remember, Fox is media. And notice it's sports, so you got all types of football player, hockey player, basketball player, baseball player, soccer player, all of this type. She's around all these athletic men with money, but yet, so when they have little events, there's a bunch of liquor involved. Who knows whatever type of drugs is involved, this and that and the third. They getting bread, so they got the highest, most popping 5-star hotels in every city. I don't know if she was from, but she was living in Miami. You already know how they give it up in the MIA, yo. All right. So then you already know, like, freak offs is getting to that involved, man, where it's a bunch of like orgy type of thing. This place is wicked. It's wicked. And more scandals and things of that. But it's a distraction, right? Because we know these things in the truth. But I'm using this, Lord willing, as an edification piece of another reason why Babylon has to be destroyed, because her sins have reached up unto heaven, man. Because this is on a micro scale. This explains the power, the false sense of power that women have in America, because they don't only do this with CEOs of certain companies. They do this with gang members. They do this with drug dealers. They do this with managers and supervisors at the job. They do this with all type, you feel me, on a lower level. You feel me? Because they're hypergamous. And not only that, they're hypersexualized as well. Right? you not yo, you're not hypersexual with your husband, but you're hypersexual with multiple men that seems to be in a higher status that work with you. Shows you that when the scriptures say she's supposed to keep it at home, not supposed to be a busybody and to be staying at home. Why you think it say that, man? Give not the woman liberty to gad abroad in the Apocrypha and Ecclesiasticus, right? Marvel not if she trespass against thee. You see what I'm saying? So her husband did the right thing. It was like, man, that's crazy. Divorced her, got up out of there. She don't do what you wanted to do as the lead, then write her the bill of divorce. That's what happened. And look, she's still going on to do wicked more shit. So he kind of dodged a bullet. But maybe not, because he probably had a kid by her. I think that's who the kid was by.
That's what I think it was.
I heard Jason Whitlock.
Wait.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I heard Jason Whitlock, who is a former employee of the same company, and he worked with her. And he said that it was a known thing in those spaces, right? Especially with the executive. It was like, see none, hear none, but we know what's going on, right? So as far as if it is true, I believe there should be consequences, especially if you look at the case itself. They were talking about how she was going to basically blackmail her employer after she got what she wanted. That's dirty work right there.
She gonna go to jail for basically sleeping her way to the top?
Well, I didn't
look, right? Again, this is how you know the decrees in Babylon, the laws, is unrighteous decrees. Remember maybe a month ago or less, New York State abolished adultery as a crime, meaning you can have adultery and your spouse can't take you to court and sue you and get alimony and this and that and the third. You see? So the legal system has always been unjust, especially for Israelites. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, especially even more for the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man. So crazy, wicked, bare, pure, a whole heap of judgment coming to you women. Zine, it's going to be bad. Like Elder Apostle Gabar say, you feel me? Jacob's trouble going to be bad for everybody, and especially Jacob. But you Israelite women, oh man, you women in general, oh man, it's going to look crazy.
Jail for that. The fairness of that aspect, I believe, is about your employment, right? If you don't deserve that position, you slept your way to the top. It's a DEI, but just in its own version, I guess you could say. Right. It's not fair for anyone.
Right. Diversity, equality, inclusion, I think is what DEI stands for. So they hired her because Jason Whitlock himself said, because of her big cans and her peanut butter skin. It's just eye candy. It's just eye candy for what's the name? The workplace,
Anybody else who built their way to the top.
Well, wait, let's stop there. Let's mind this out. Who don't believe the allegations against Joy Taylor? Is there anybody that don't believe the allegations against her? So all of y'all believe that she slept her way to the top, number one.
I wouldn't put it in those words. She did.
It's hearsay.
Probably.
Oh, that was hearsay. That's why he pointed out that's why he pointed out Diddy, Jay-Z, what's the other, Epstein, what's the other nigga name, Weinstein. You see what I'm saying? There was no, it's hearsay. It's that nigga did it. Lock him up, throw him under the jail, kill that nigga. You feel me? These women get away with, I'm telling you, see, this is why, the Lord knows. The Lord knows what the Israelite man is going through, and whether y'all women can receive it or not. See, you got women that's trying the best of their ability. You understand what I'm saying? That's wanting to follow the laws and commandments to the best of their ability. If it don't apply, let it fly, right? But see, even in general, Solomon, the wisest man to walk the earth, second to Yahweh Shai, because really he was Yahweh Shai in his before life, if you can receive it or not. Reincarnation is a biblical doctrine. But that he said, among 1,000 men, I have not seen one righteous, roughly paraphrasing. You see? So I don't want to hear all of that. Yo, I don't want to hear it, bro. The Lord knows what the elect men, Lord willing, I'm of this number, what they dealing with, what they going through. You see, and that's why, honestly, I believe on, just like the video Elder Pastor did today, before the kingdom and in the kingdom. That's another reason why he's going to give the Israelite man, really all men in general, is going to be really practicing in the kingdom, but multiple women. You see what I'm saying? Period, point blank. You feel me? The woman was created to be a helpmate. Period, point blank. You feel me? But this is what, see, Babylon was raised up so that he could spread his glory through his name throughout the earth, just like Egypt, right? When you go into Romans, what is that, chapter 9? All right. So it's the same understanding how we're going to see the smoke coming up from Babylon after the lake of fire kind of calms down, but the smoke is going to be smoking for a long period of time, right? Until the desert animals can go live over there pursuant to the correct doctrine of the scriptures after it's destroyed by the ICBMs. But it's going to be a remembrance of how wicked and how much confusion it was if you allowed not only Esau to rule, but sin to be prevalent amongst all the earth. What is sin? The transgression of the law. So we are going to be the ones to enact and push the law throughout the earth. What is that? Isaiah 2, Micah chapter 4, right? So having a woman which is against the law to usurp authority and to be compassionate around the man, you get situations like this, a bunch of fucking confusion. And the Lord gonna violate. He gonna violate. All right? Because there's a lot of wicked amongst our people, man. All right? And there's gonna be more women to die because of population numbers, the ratio, than men in JT.
What is she doing? I mean, I mean, she's not doing anything different than what Kamala Harris did.
Wait, no, that's not.
She's not doing it.
Listen. For a woman, okay, so let's break it down. The allegations against her, number one, is that she was married and she was sleeping with the executive vice president of content of Fox Sports. He then persuaded and forced Skip Bayless, who had control over what was going on in his show, to include Joy Taylor as the referee, quote unquote, on the new hottest show, which it's a lot of probably qualified people that was overlooked for the position, but he got it, right? Yeah. That's number one. So discrimination of employment, that's number one first. But then it gets exponentially worse because not only did she do that, but there was allegations that she told the girl that filed the lawsuit when that same executive vice president allegedly was trying to hit on her and sleep with her, that she got to basically do what she got to do to get what she wants and be quiet.
So what I said was facts. All right. I need to go find it real quick. Baba Kushah in Titus about what the women is supposed to be teaching the younger women, because I just knew that she was going to try to teach the woman like, yo, this is what's got to be done. You bugging. So in a sense, they really understand men rule the world, but it's cognitive dissonance that they think that they have the power because of their pussy, because they're able to get their little I don't know, their little Birkin bags, you know, a dime a dozen because of a little 4-minute action, you know, with these men. So it just shows you, man, they show. Oh man, son, we gotta get up out of here. So I'm looking for that Titus scripture. Salakia, bear with me. I got the here we go. Titus chapter 2. Starting at verse 3, it says, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness. What she's doing is not holy, it's not set apart. That's what holy means in the Hebrew, kodash. All right. It says not false accusers. Didn't she just yo? Yo, she was going to accuse the Dixon guy falsely as if what he tried to do was non-consensual when she was in consent with it the whole time because it was a transaction. Meaning she was prostituting herself. Not given to much wine, I bet you it was drunk freak-offs. Especially if she wasn't attracted to dudes. See, with the other Jake, I already know. Tall, dark-skinned, man, because all these women, they say, what's your most attractive man? Tall, dark, and handsome. That Dixon guy, Salakia, he was some, most likely a short Edomite fat man. They're not attracted to that, but he got 10 times as much money. So she probably was like, yeah, notice she's one of the times the hairstylist was what? Oh, yeah, meet us out for drinks. So the drinking was trying to get herself to be able to be comfortable to go, yo, I gotta go get this bag real quick, girl. Give me a couple shots. I need a double shot. And that Don Julio. Oh man, it says teachers of good things. You think what she was trying to teach the hairstylists was a good thing? Hell no. That they may teach the young women to be sober, which was not happening, to love their husbands. You think her work husband was love for her husband? No. To love their children. You think you love your children if you out here moving like this? To be discreet. She was not discreet. Chaste definitely wasn't chaste. Keepers at home. Nah, she at the hotel, she at the bars, she at the clubs. They saying, what you doing after work? Good. Wasn't good. Obedient to their old husbands. I bet you her ex-husband was like, babe, stay on the phone with me. You're in the hotel. I gotta go. Dude, we got a meeting. It was an intimate meeting, all right. That the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. So she completely blasphemed the word of Yahweh by moving the way she was moving. I'm gonna give it maybe 4 more minutes. I'm gonna end it off at the 40 mark.
So she told her to be quiet. All right. That's a part of the allegations. In addition to that, then she was, as a woman that was married, sleeping with both the executive vice president and the talent.
So yeah, she got to get put to death. You know what I'm saying? But see, the Lord is long suffering. The Lord is long suffering. So imagine, what she did in this life definitely is completely wicked. But when, and I speak as a man, but, through the Spirit, if the Lord allowed certain things to be, secrets to be exposed publicly like this with the internet and all of that, what you have done just had to been so egregious, especially in this life or in your past life. She had to have been like a super wicked harlot, this Joy Taylor, man, for you to be, you know what I mean? Like, for it to be like, yeah, the whole world know you a hoe. It's one thing if like your little community or your city, because these HUD bitches, they was the project slaw, and then they just moved to another project or to another borough or another city or whatever, another state. They could do that and nobody know who they was until they start moving how they moving. You know what I'm saying? That's what hoes do anyway. These little back page type of hoes, you know what I'm saying? They go run it up and one, back, I'm just using it as an example, and then they move or whatever. So now anywhere she go for the most part, but you're gonna have simps that don't give a fuck about her past anyway, because how she looked. But she don't even, I looked at her Instagram because I do research before I do the videos, and I'm like, she's not even all that. Yeah, she got a little pretty face, but the body ain't bodying, and it's definitely not worth no 1.5 milli. Never that.
For a new show that was coming called Speak, Emmanuel Acho, right? Which she ended up on that show too. That was a promotion because now she wasn't just a person that was throwing questions. She was a person that was participating along with the guys, who some people would say that she wasn't qualified to do so. And then here was the worst part. When the girl that filed the lawsuit, according to what she said, told her, she said, baby girl, you sleeping with both the talent and the executive vice president? And Joy Taylor said, oh, I'm powerful myself because the minute that I no longer see, and I quote, value in him, I'm not going to be forced out. I'm going to throw some allegations on him and say that he forced me into a sexual situation. So it's egregious all across.
Which is a crime. Which should be a crime, because I don't know the statute of limitations, but if you lie on a nigga to say that he raped you and he didn't really rape you, you feel me, and he did time or this and that and the third, so I don't, you know, but it's just, again, unrighteous decrees, right? Isaiah 10 here in Babylon the Great.
Across the board. Egregious all across the board. And I'm wondering, because all of y'all knew all of the details of every other guy that these allegations are being lobbied against, for some reason, it's just hearsay this time. First it was believe all women, now it's hearsay. So what do y'all think should
I
happen?
believe she got
Yeah, I don't care what these women think. Fuck out of here. I care what the Lord to say in the scriptures. That's why judgment is coming unto these women. All right. And of course the man, but the point is not, we're not talking about the man right now. Because we talk about Israelite men damn near every day. We dealing with ourselves and how the men in the church supposed to be portraying themselves in this truth. And then you bring up the woman and all of a sudden, oh, you a woman hater, you a misogynist. Crazy, man. It's selective hearing, bro. But I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Lord willing, I don't want to write the Zod. That was edifying to the elect. On to the next one. Shalom.